I invented big hair. I know Joan Collins may like to think that she did, but I would fight to the death over this statement. Well, I can hold my hand up with pride and say big hair was Toyah.
If you look back over old Tomorrow's Worlds, you see I completely embraced the idea of big hair.
Smells like ordinary orange juice, but it wouldn't fool this torch for a second.
My hairdresser at the time said that he wanted my hair to look as if it was a lion's mane, and all I can say is he really succeeded.
Right, well, let's just see what it makes of this.
The hair starts to get bigger and bigger, and then by the end it was a complete and utter mad lion. Howard, my co-presenter, looks completely normal. Why didn't he say something?
So much hairspray was used in most of those 80s hairstyles because they were so big, even for men. Even though it's kind of straight bloke would have quite a lot of hairspray in their hair.
If you're going to wear a kind of bouffant-y type hairstyle, you've got to use tons and tons of hairspray. And in those days, they used to have all the CFCs in them, so it didn't really do the atmosphere too much good.
Bucket loads of hairspray. I mean, the ozone layer must have been depleted, you know, by God knows what in that era, because it was just...
For us black kids, oh my gosh, if you weren't throwing away a jumper a week for all the shit that was falling off of your hair with all that curly perm gunk on it, then you just weren't human.
I used to use Stay Soft Fro and Soft and Free and non-drip curly permits and all sorts of stuff.
Probably the worst of the 80s has to be Pat Sharp. Now, he had hair. Boy, did he have hair. He had a mullet.
I would say I had one of the greatest mullets of the 80s.
Pat Sharp's hairdo was the absolute worst. I mean, because it was all up here and then sort of split-endy down there.
It was very embarrassing to have this hair, but I didn't realise at the time how embarrassing it was until after I cut it off and saw... When I see an old picture of it, it does make me cringe.
Pat Sharp's hair should be framed and put in the National History Museum. I would like people in hundreds of years, when they're trying to understand our culture and our times, to use Pat Sharp's hair as a mark. To go, now I think I understand what those people were about.
There were lots of guys who copied it, and that was the worst thing. It spawned... you know, thousands of disasters, you know, so for that you could never forgive him.
The one I really, really used to cringe at was seeing Flock of Seagulls.
If I had a photograph of you, or something to remind me, I wouldn't spend my life just wishing.
And that hairdo was definitely a no-no.
Flock of Seagulls had ridiculous hair then. We knew it. We know it now. It did several scoops round, and actually, the seagulls themselves weren't particularly blessed by nature.
Limahl from Kajagoogoo, Too Shy. He had the worst hair ever. I remember switching on the TV thinking, what the...
The Limahl haircut was ahead of its time. I suppose you could say it constantly looked like a bad hair day. I mean, I could wake up and do nothing to my hair because it just looked fine. It's the slept-on look.
It was all part of the image, and why not? I mean, he got himself noticed because of his hair. Who would have noticed him if it hadn't been for that?
I don't think it was just about the hair, you know. I mean, got to give some credit to the old dulcet tones. There was no such thing as a bad hair day for me. My hair was sticking up, sticking out, and saying that bad hair is good. And the amazing thing is, thousands of people copied it.
Just shut up, Limahl. Just keep quiet about it, you know? You didn't invent penicillin, okay? You created a ridiculous haircut, so just keep stum, I think.